Hey guys, slightly different video here today. Mark from SnowOnly. I'm going to have 18 holes of golf on the Méribel golf course and answer a few questions about what I think about the Méribel and maybe the Three Valleys real estate, and obviously show some of the golf course. It is beautiful here today. The sun is shining and we're going to have a really good round of golf and have a think about how Méribel real estate is evolving into a luxury market. So come with me on this journey and we'll answer a few questions along the way. Not a great start, bogey, double bogey, but that's what you get when you don't play for a year. The first question that I'd like to answer is what is currently happening with Méribel real estate? Well, you can see actually in Méribel that there's a fair amount of construction. I wouldn't say it's anywhere near what Courchevel 1850 is. There's some super big developments, real ultra luxury developments, some developments that are kind of changing the landscape of Méribel. And the future you can see that is moving that way. I think Méribel has always been, let's say, the poor brother of Courchevel, and it kind of brings in a different clientele in terms of property purchases and skiing for the season. But that seems to be changing. There seems to be a lot of very high quality products. I think the thing it lacks is the shops, like the Bulgaris and stuff to kind of go with it to complement this luxury real estate, but I think that's coming. But in terms of real estate, I think you're probably looking in Méribel to I think you'll need a budget of over 2 million or up to 30 million, I would have thought. In that price range, there's quite a lot of property. So Méribel will be priced out to a lot of people in Méribel Centre. There's obviously opportunity down the road in places like Raffort or Les Allodis or Méribel Village. But for Méribel Centre, there is, the luxury real estate is here, and I think it's here to stay, and it is going to change. And I can definitely see it catching up with Courchevel. A few people would ask me kind of why Méribel, and the thing is with Méribel, there is some huge fundamentals that just make it an incredible resort. It is in the middle of the Three Valleys, the largest ski area in the world. It's got good altitude, obviously access to great altitude. It has the Altiport. Obviously if you have a private jet and you want to fly in, although it's generally quite difficult in bad weather. You have the Méribel golf course for the summer. And you have a lot of properties that are now ski in, ski out, whether it's from the Morel chairlift, generally up the top rather than the shore down at the bottom. So you have ski in, ski out, and you have great demand for Méribel in terms of rental. So it's reasonably easy to rent. Something that people don't necessarily consider, which I think is really important, is that it's safe. Moutier is about 20 kilometres down the road, and we're in a cul-de-sac at the end. So crime is, well, it just doesn't really exist here. And I think that's why a lot of people are moving here, because if anything happened, they would just call the police and they would pick them up because it's one road in and one road out. So I think in that sense, it's a really good place to live. I say live more for holidays or longer periods. I'm not too sure if it's ready yet for full-time living unless you work here. But as I said, I think the ski area is just fantastic, and there is always demand. And if you can get that ski out, ski property, although obviously to get genuine ski in, ski out, it is at a premium. There was rumoured offers of an offer on a property up to 40 million euros. So we can see the landscape is definitely changing for that high value. But as a place to invest, we can only see that it's going to increase. I think Méribel is one of those places where you kind of think it can't go any higher. It will, for sure. In all honesty, it's a terrible round, but I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really enjoying being out here in nature on my own and just enjoying being in some altitude and some peace and quiet. And everyone talks about value and how much things cost. At the end of the day, it's the quality, isn't it? It's the quality, and if you have the money, this is the life that you kind of want to lead. This is the surroundings you want to be in. this is the kind of world you want to be part of. Like, there is a lot of stuff going on in the world at the moment, and we are in the most breathtaking place that is just in the epitome of nature, and I think that is worth a lot of money. Hey guys, I've hit an absolute cracking shot there. I don't know how far that is, but something that I wanted to check with the crossover. Actually, look, there's my ball, and I've got about 90 yards to the pin. But as you can see, the chairlift is just going above us, so you can just see we're on the green, but this would be the chairlift going down. I imagine a lot of people would be skiing around here in the winter. I mean, what an incredible crossover that you can have the most majestic golf course in the summer to play on. The amount of greenery around here is just immense, and yet when the snow falls it changes substantially to this white wonder paradise that you can kind of, all the things you see at steep cliff edges here are the things that you'd ski down in the winter. It's just such a wonderful balance of seasons here. Yeah, absolutely love it. Hey guys, just birdied the 9th. I tell you what, if you don't play for a while, everyone will know this. It is the epitome of inconsistency. Sometimes unbelievable shots, sometimes appalling shots. Beautiful view up here going up the 10th. What I wanted to say actually was, me and a friend were speaking yesterday, and a great question came up. We said, if money was no object, where would you buy in Méribel? And we both came to the conclusion that the Alba development at the top of Méribel, actually, this sounds like such a pitch, but it actually isn't. But the point is, it has got incredible view, like just stunning towards the Val Thorens side of Méribel. But what's interesting about it, also has full wellness facilities, so swimming pool, sauna, all that kind of stuff within the development. Underneath it, it's got the ski shop. Next to that, it's got the full, actually really nice supermarket, which you can get really nice quality food. Where it is, you ski in, ski out from, I can't remember the chairlift, but ski in, ski out across a little bridge. The golf course here is about 2-minute drive, maybe even less, and the Altiport is 2 minutes away. So within Méribel you have everything in such close proximity, and in front of the development you have the Rond-Point, which is the après ski bar. By unanimous decision of 2 people, the Alba is by far the best option. Look, I think the luxury developments have a significant impact, but one of for me, the biggest game changer in Méribel is going to be the new development at the top of Méribel called the Allodis. We get some very, very luxurious developments that are managed by local people or local companies that don't they're not on par with the likes of Aman and Bulgari and One and Only and Four Seasons and stuff. So to have something at the top of Méribel that is managed by a 5-star operator in Champagne-Roederer is a game changer. It attracts the high-end buyer, and that's what they're kind of used to. That's essentially how they travel, and what their expectations are. And to have something at the top of Méribel that meets those expectations is the reason why people spend a lot of money doing it. That, for me, is going to be the fundamental game changer in Méribel. And if you are looking for something like that, there are still available units. Now, imagine skiing down from Courchevel, having a glass of champagne, sitting on the balcony, skiing into the back of your apartment in Méribel, and then having that level of service when you finish. That's what a lot of people are after, and that's why people are paying a lot of money. We're on the 13th here. You can see all the ski runs pretty much coming down, and just what an epic place this is to ski. Largest ski area in the world, and so beautiful. I'm definitely coming back here for winter, that is for sure. Hey guys, as I go searching for my ball, one of the things that's really interesting about Méribel also is that In a lot of other resorts, maybe the lesser known resorts or the up and coming resorts where I've got a much lower price per square metre, there is still a lot of land available, which allows you to obviously buy reasonably cheap and build, which obviously keeps the price per square metre quite low. In Méribel it's not the case, there's no land left, and in order to do any new developments you have to buy existing buildings which are a bit of a premium. But soon there will only be, I mean, I don't know how long in the future this will be, but soon there will only be options for resales, because there will be no land left. All the developments will be completed. I guess this is the kind of medium to long term. So, and yet there will still be demand substantially in Méribel, which means if you're holding an asset here and the demand is still there, then obviously this works typically where the price increases. So in terms of an investment, I would say even though it is a premium price, there will always be demand for Méribel, especially for all the things that I've mentioned before and the way that it's evolving, the restaurants, the shops, the quality of the property. It's going to turn into a real luxury market where there will only be resales left. Typically people hold their ski real estate for a long time because it's passed down for the families, so even in that sense I don't expect there to be a lot of turnover. So if you do have an opportunity to get into the developments at the moment, then that is the advice if it's within your budget. I think always the interesting point in all these resorts is you can't compete with history. History dictates that the super high-end resorts are the likes of St-Moritz, Courchevel, Megève, Stade, those kind of places. I think the interesting thing is probably the PR behind it. So if you are a high net worth individual, I would encourage you to look at Méribel as a better up and coming opportunity than maybe the likes of Megève and Courchevel, because I think in 5 years' time the appreciation that Méribel would given in comparison to a lot of these resorts is going to be far greater because of the fact that it's evolving as we speak. This is the 17th, just chipped in from about 60 yards. There we go. That is not a bad shot. Hey guys, as we're coming up to the 18th, the 18th is called Fontany, which is a par 4 to finish at the Méribel Golf Club. Actually, the Fontany, if you're interested in a development called La Fontany, which is in Méribel Monterey, superb development, a refurbishment development, ski in, ski out, excellent location, right next to the Tarentaise, which is another new development. Méribel Monterey, again, changing its landscape a little bit. But if you're interested in high altitude ski in, ski out property from around 600,000 up to about 2.4 million, please let me know. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed the 18 holes at Méribel Golf Club. Super fun, loved doing the market analysis. At the moment we are just going through a little bit of a transitional process, but the big money is starting to come in, and I think that will be more so once the whole area evolves a little bit more. But Méribel is certainly catching up, so watch this space. If you can get in, there is no land left, so when the market really kicks in and becomes a very established luxury market, the resales will then turn over, and if you're lucky enough to get in, you would have got in a good price, because the only way that we can see this going is up. Also, just to summarise, if you do have any questions for me or interested to speak about Méribel or any other ski property markets, please reach out to me on mark@snowonly.com. We have an abundance of connections within the ski real estate, anywhere in France, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, Japan. So if you're at the beginning of your journey or more established in your journey, then please let us know and we will be happy to help. Love speaking to people about real estate and especially how the markets are evolving. Cheers, bye.